Good morning, happy Saturday, and welcome to my pilot episode of Writer Ramblings with H.M. Barone. I am, obviously, H.M. And you'll have to forgive me. I am new to the whole um, YouTube channel and everything. I've been doing a podcast for many years now, but I wanted to get myself out there in as many ways possible since I am an indie writer and self published. And I just wanted to give my fans another means to get to know me. Um, you'll have to forgive me, I'm nervous. I'm not good at public speaking. I would happily spend all day talking to one of my friends about my writing, about my children, about my pets. Um, so I'm just hoping to be able to do the same thing here. Um, I have a very needy, attention whorish cat who is going to try to knock over my recording device, who is going to spend most of this episode demanding pets. So I will introduce you to her right now. This is my chonky girl, my rageful little murder mittens, my 18-pound cannonball, my yo-yo. If you listen to any of my podcasts, you will hear her. She is the one who spends most of the time sitting there screaming into the microphone. She seems to want to be able to have her 15 minutes of fame as well. But who knows, she might be a good distraction for me so that I can focus on my writing and talk to you without being too stressed out or what have you. So I've been a writer since I was probably about 15. I self-published on Smashwords, my first book, um, about 10 years ago now, the Zoe Jane Files. And the series will be available for free on the website for the entire month of July. It is their summer-winter sale. For some reason, my brain decided that the book that I had been working on since my children were little needed to go on the back burner, and I wrote the Zoe Files. The 5 books took me probably not as long as they should have, and my writing improved and progressed. So I returned my attention to the Way of the Fifth series that I had started when my kids were little. So we're talking like 17 years ago now. It was inspired originally by the Escaflowne movie. It's a Japanese animation. If you haven't seen it, go look it up. And it was also lightly inspired by Dragon Ball, because when I first met my ex-husband, I was watching, he watched and got me into anime, and I was watching Dragon Ball, so some of the original writing was inspired by that. Yes, this is my room. This is where I do most of my writing. Well, here and at my day job when I have to work a double. I'm a certified nursing assistant at the Dunkirk Rehab and Nursing in Dunkirk, New York. I've been there for just over a year now. Before that, I worked at the ice cream factory in Dunkirk. where I really got a lot of writing done because the machine that I worked on had a lot of downtime. So after I got done cleaning, I'd be able to stand around and write and write and write and write. The board behind me that is currently blank, I originally intended to write a bunch of my book information on so that I could keep things straight without having to reference back and forth. Oh, excuse me. One book or one book, one chapter, one whatever to the next, despite the fact that I have 7,542 various and sundry notebooks in varying stages of completion that I have been working on for the last 17 years. But the big plot points the big things that I wanted to remember, like nervous habits and what storylines I need to focus on and where each storyline is going and stuff like that, I had every intention of writing down on that. But that hasn't happened yet. So here's hoping that this video series will encourage me to do that as well. So the premise for my books originally was a single storyline. Blythe Evenstar and her childhood companion Mythos left their mountaintop temple to go and explore the world. And my books were originally intended to just follow their storyline. But after writing the Zoe Files, I ended up expanding. I also DM'd a D&D campaign, and a couple of the NPC characters from that found their way in, and that whole storyline evolved. And my writing, just generally, as all writers do, evolved and developed, and so now my books follow about 7 or 8 storylines at a given time. But I still have every intention of cranking out an 8 or 9 book series to tell the whole story of Tara, of Blythe and Mythos, as well as Kaylin and Tarek and Princess Isadora and Princess Isadora and Prince Glaive, and all the rest of them. But at this point, I've kind of petered out at the editing stage of my second book. So I'm hoping that this weekend will re-inspire me. I am going to the New York Fairy Festival out near Ithaca, and my cover artist has a booth out there this year, which I'm super excited for her about. Shout out to my girl Rachel Illustrates. She and her wife inspired me more than they realize, and more than I will ever be able to thank them for. And they encouraged me, whether they knew it or not, to keep up with the writing. But I'm hoping that that experience will reinvigorate me, because I've been getting more than a little bit burnt out at work, and it's been affecting my motivation, and I know as a writer I shouldn't let that happen. I should be disciplined enough after more than 20 years of writing, but Unfortunately, it happens even to the best of us. But I am hoping that my next episode will be more productive. I just wanted to get my face out there, and I'm hoping that maybe some comments will come along and questions will spark my next episode. Otherwise, I'm going to have to think and write stuff down while I'm at work or out and about or what have you, and come up with something better. And hopefully, the next time, this lovely little board back here will have some stuff on it. So, thank you so much for checking me out. Have a wonderful weekend.